Good morning, evening, and or afternoon. Struggler Bright here with a brand new video where we're going to have a Let's Chat Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. And I want to preface this video with why I'm recording this video, because I streamed Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 yesterday for about 3 hours or so, playing the new CONTON City Vote DLC pack, and I had a pretty good time with it. And while I was streaming it, I got into a lot of conversations about how Xenoverse 2 is still pushing on the way it is, and it's like I wanted to sit down and process my thoughts regarding that, just because it's been 6 years since Xenoverse 2's release. It released October 25th, 2016, which I was just starting college that year. I had just graduated from high school that year. And 6 years later, I'm still playing Xenoverse 2. That's kind of insane to me. And I just wanted to talk about what that experience was like. And with these Let's Chat videos, these are more so, they're not super in-depth looks at, oh, this is the science behind why this happened. This is more so what my experience with it, looked like. And in the case of Xenoverse 2, I found that my experience with it was a relatively positive one. All along, I'd never really had any issues with Xenoverse 2 outside of like maybe the supervillain characters being padding for the roster, but even then I didn't really care too much. I have about like 275 hours into Xenoverse 2 at this point, and I just wanted to make sure that like it's a topic that I think is very interesting, right? For a Dragon Ball game, you usually got what you got your money's worth with about a year's worth of play, and then you move on to the next one. That's just how Dragon Ball games works. And in between that time, between Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, you've gotten what Dragon Ball Fighters, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, Super Dragon Ball Heroes, the card game on the Nintendo Switch. But you haven't gotten a Xenoverse 3 yet, and I wonder why is that. It's because they managed to transform Xenoverse 2 into... The game didn't originally release as a live service game, but they managed to transform it into a live service game through its paid updates and its free updates, providing a model that had people coming back to it, It got expansive enough to the point where the game was just... I don't want to call it a wolf in sheep's clothes, right? But it didn't start out as a live service game. That wasn't their intention. I don't think it was their intention. You kind of got the game, you went through the story, you finished the PQs, and you were done. They did have a year's worth of DLC plans. That's true. They had the Dragon Ball Super characters planned, and then 15 DLC packs later, or 14 DLC packs later, I don't know what Conton City Vote pack was. You are still in a position where they've added, like 20 plus new characters to the roster, and people are still buying it. It's because I think genuinely people like the Xenoverse 2 format. They like being able to create their character. They like being able to play as their created character in the Dragon Ball universe. And if you don't like playing as a created character, you can go ahead and play as one of the cast members. The options are there. So when I was recording this video, I didn't really know what kind of angle I wanted to talk about here, but I was just kind of looking at like Xenoverse 2 as this transformative video game, right? It's something that went from being this typical Dragon Ball experience to becoming something so much more, where it's something that Bandai Namco has, I don't want to say milks, but milked might be a good word here. They were able to transform it into an ongoing moneymaker for them, such as a live service game. And that's fine. I don't hate live service games. Live service games are something I do not disdain. I play them myself. I played Destiny 2 for a couple of years. I played first Destiny, and I'm just coming off of Marvel's Avengers for a little bit. And is it a bad thing that they transformed Xenoverse 2 into a live service game? Yes, but also no, because I'm still getting my money's worth out of the product. They are still expanding upon it in ways that I enjoy. I had a field day playing the DLC earlier when I was streaming the game, and it was fun revisiting the characters. I'm someone I've never touched the PvP in Xenoverse 2. I'll throw it out there. I played the PvP like once with some friends, and then I played the rest of the game in co-op. I did the expert missions, the parallel quests, and stuff like that. That was my department. I loved getting skins. I loved getting new equipment for my characters. I loved getting new skills, and then I loved playing as the characters in the parallel quest missions. And the DLC is built in a way where all of the players benefit from it, which is a huge thing for me. I might add. I think a lot of live services games has this issue where they're trying to appease to both sides of the aisle when it comes to their ongoing developments, where they're trying to release free updates and paid updates for their games, and sometimes these updates focuses on the in-game players, sometimes it focuses on the PvP players only. And as I mentioned, I don't think Xenoverse 2 really has this issue where, because they focus on releasing characters, they didn't really release too many new maps over the years, but they did release new gameplay mechanics such as Limit Break and the ability to like insta-res your allies, and then the Crystal Raid battles. By like releasing this stuff that directly affects the game from a PvE perspective rather than a PvP, or rather than just a PvP perspective or just a PvE perspective, they've put themselves in a position where they were able to not only release content that appeals to everybody, but have everybody buy said content. You know, they're not excluding any of their player base and doing and the way that they release their content, which it's a genius model from my opinion. If they're able to continue, or they've been able to keep this up for like 14 to 15 DLC packs right now. Again, I don't know if CONTON City Vote Pack was 15 or 14, but it's up there, right? It's pretty high up there. And there's a reason why they're still doing it. It's because it's succeeding. They're making money off of it. They're profiting off of it. And when they're profiting off of it, that gives them more time to develop Xenoverse 3, not Xenoblade 3. As much as I love Xenoblade 3, we're not talking about Xenoblade 3 today, but we're talking about Xenoverse 2 today, not Xenoverse 3. And when I just think about that, it's impressive to me that we live in an age where Bandai Namco kind of accidentally made a really, really profitable Dragon Ball game, where we know Dragon Ball or the Xenoverse series made $10 million plus. You know, they reported it. They released a $10 million glasses, you know. And when they do that, it's not really a flex of how successful the series is, but it kind of is, you know. They were able to take a product that wasn't really selling that well in the PS3 era, and they made it into a multi-million-dollar series again, as Dragon Ball should, because it's one of the biggest IPs on the planet. Do I think Xenoverse 3 is going to exist? One day. I think it will. I don't think they're going to just let it die with 2. While 2 is primed to get DLC updates for the rest of our lifespans, I do think they will release a 3 on a current gen console, just because when they release a 3, they'll be able to sell, or they'll be able to treat it as like a Game of the Year edition of 2, but with a new story for the people that have continued playing 2. And for the people that didn't get it 2, they were able to buy in and get all the DLCs from the characters that they'll include. And truthfully, it's just one of the smartest things Bandai would do, I think. I don't think we live in a world where we're not going to see Xenoverse 3. And with that, I'm pretty much done with what I want to talk about. If you have any like comments or suggestions regarding Xenoverse 2, or if you want to talk about your experience with Xenoverse 2, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe so we can chat about video games. It's been fun. Thank you.